Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Ali Mehdaoui in here with the one and only Tanya Tenica on a brand new installment. We're adding this show to our host of all shows, Tanya and I. And yes, we kind of did not, but we may have talked about this idea of wearing the same colors. I genuinely believe, because I spoke to you this morning on FaceTime with Wifey when you were in the gym and we were having a studio. So I think you did it on purpose. But I'm going to say you didn't
No,
do it on purpose.
I didn't even pay attention.
All right, cool. Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, Tanya Tenica is my partner in the Emmy Studios, along with my beautiful bride. And we got a whole lot of amazing things that have been happening. But before we talk about the goodies, I want to kind of set the stage for you in here. This is not your traditional ME show that we usually cover, where we feature entrepreneurs and we give them the visibility that they desire. We place them on our Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible.com, Amazon Podcast Music. We get them all over social. And yes, we, of course, get that PR all over Fox, NBC, CBS, the CW. That's called soft selling. If you guys don't know, that's what soft selling is. So, yeah, we can put you in there as well. But this is me and Tanya moment. That's what we call it. Should be me, my Tanya, and I. But me, Tanya, and I, where we're going to have honest conversations with you. We're going to share a little bit of love, good, bad, and ugly, and keep it real with you. And I think it's only right that you get to see the personal side of us as much as you see the business avatar, if you will. So, Tanyeezy, what up? How you doing?
My brother from another mother.
That's that high pitch is the annoying part that I don't like about her. But that's a conversation for another day. All right, first and foremost, let's give the people some context. It's been I've met you, and if I were to put a date, I would say October of 2023. Right? Am I right? Yes, man, I'm on point. Okay, so October 2023, we've met through a mutual colleague and a friend who said, "Hey, you need to talk to this guy, Ali. Ali, man, you got to meet this superstar, Tanya. You guys can collaborate, do some things together." It was for a network marketing / content creator platform. We both had let's just say, one of the best learning lessons that reminded us exactly where we belong and why we should not sell out to any MLM. Y'all hear me out there? We're not selling out to any MLM company. But the best thing that happened out of it is that we got connected. It immediately felt like we could finish each other's sentences. I immediately got adopted as the annoying brother. And I wear it like a badge of honor, baby. I love every single second of it. Yeah. And here we are today. So we went all out for a few companies. We did. Financially, even shut down some of our own operations, saying like, you guys are great. We're going to go ahead and work with you. And it just sucked, to say the least, where it backfired. And not only we emptied our bank accounts, not only we emptied our emotional accounts, not only we had many moments of weaknesses. Yeah, it sucked. So it's like, how was your last year? It sucked. You know, that's the best way I can. But yeah, any what's your?
It was. I'm grateful. One, yes, we met each other, and we I think a lot of individuals go when they're building together or partnering or however, they experience a lot of difficulties and things like that later on. But you and I got to experience them. We had this little kind of honeymoon phase. It was really nice, and we were like, yay, great ideas. And then after that, we got hit hard. But we honored one another. We respected one another. We talked with each other respectfully, no angry, no argument, like nothing like that. We listened to one another and worked on communication. And I think that's why we can do ME now. That's why we can do some of our other secret squirrel stuff that we're launching. I guess we'll talk about it later. But we run multiple companies together. I mean, we have partnerships in multiple companies together.
Yeah.
So
no, without a doubt.
Yeah, I like that.
Not only I'm grateful for that, but it's also I think what solidified everything is we had some moments where I was in my low lows, and you allowed me to be on my low lows without, making me feel like I'm some, loser, ding dong. And you've had, some weak moments, and I think I respected you enough to just let you do what you needed to do. And I know, and it's like we can read each other. It's like, cool, yep, you got my 2 years, lay it on me.
Mhm.
And I think that was probably the most mm, solidifying moment for us to be like, yeah, we good, and my wife loves you to death, so that's an
Love her too.
extra plus. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, I want to dive into the how different we are, yet how we are so completely meshed up. So some of the you may be aware, but I struggle with, um, I'm not going to say organized religion. I don't have a problem with that, but just the public side of it. Like Tanya would be like, "Let's pray, let's go." I'm like, I don't know, nah,
Yes, let's go.
like chill out. Like that's not. I don't. Like it's inside. It's between me and my creator. And she's like, "No, but you gotta speak it out loud. You gotta give praises." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't feel like I I'm doing it righteous, or I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say, Tanya. Help me out here. Like it's like who am I? How dare I to think that I can speak on behalf, or I can be spoken to from a divine being, right? Like a creator. And I would like to hear everybody's perspective, obviously, in the comments. But you and I have two different ways of looking at it. And I'm kind of working my way into accepting my own greatness and spirituality. But I think a lot of it has to do with trauma, a lot of spiritual trauma, right? So
You've been
tell
through a
me a little bit
lot.
of, I can tell you a thing or two. Yeah. I mean, whether it's people, whether it's growing with family, whether it's sexual abuse, physical abuse, trust factors, parents abandoning, homelessness, or even growing up in a Muslim country where I was definitely devout and getting a lot of just conflicting, where most of my family members drank, which is completely no. Most of the adults in my family divorced, remarried, cheated, which is a completely, like you're talking about, these are one way to hell. They eat pork, they gamble, like these are all one way ticket, unforgivable sins, and they all did it. So it's like you're growing up and like, all right, I'm supposed, hi, I want to be yours.
Hi.
But everybody here is doing the opposite. And I came to the States and I started looking into what else is out there, what else is out there, what else is out there, to the point that I don't even know how to say it, to the point that I kind of almost lost my faith a little bit in anything and everything, because all the people who are doing good have no relationship with divine. But then I thank God, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to stay focused and keep looking and hearing the voice, right? And I made it. Where 2012, my brother and I, my younger brother and I, got baptized and accepted Christ. Man, that's even scary for me to say it out loud. Like, and I think it's because of the oppression, knowing that half of my family watching this is gonna be like, "How dare you say that and dishonor
Okay,
us?"
shots fired, and they
Yeah.
ricochet.
So let me stop, and pass it on to you, because I don't know. Yeah, it's like
Like
a
this, Ali. We pray to listen. One of the great moments too was, how we reset, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, we've been resetting. And, yesterday you prayed, because I'm usually the one that's like, come on, let's go.
and it was
Jesus, you're first.
uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable, but oh my gosh, I was so honored to have that moment with you and get that experience with you. And I'm so proud of you. And it was amazing. Holy Spirit came. We were fired up. We got to leave and have this moment and then go about our day, but knowing that we're giving God the glory throughout the time. And I think that's really important. And you're growing, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
allowing
think when
safely.
I think in you may kind of like educate, help, or relate to this, but knowing that in many of the relationships that I've had in my life, other than truly my wife, there was always a sense of disappointment. There was always a sense of something went wrong. There was always a sense of, like, I know it's just a matter of time before you two just stab, before you two just put it right in my neck, before you two just disrespect me or whatever it may be. So much so that early on in my relationship with my wife, like I used to sabotage our relationship. Just the little smallest things, right, will trigger me, and I'll be like, it's just, I know you're gonna leave like everybody else, like out of nowhere. It's just like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know you're just gonna leave. Like, I just know, like, I know you're gonna leave. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, those thoughts still come to my head sometimes. Like, thank God for therapy. I did 2 years of therapy. It feels like I'm saying 2 years of jail. I did my time, homie. Like 2 years in the couch. But it comes to mind, and it messes with your head, and the devil is a liar. All you need is that little whisper, right? That little whisper, like, she's probably talking to somebody else. Yeah. So help me out from your vantage point. Am I broken, Dr. Tanya?
You're
Help
not
me.
broken. Look,
What is wrong with me?
nothing is wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. I think that it's like what you said, we go through this process, and you've gone through a very different process than some others as well, because again, you were in a Muslim
You're not
country.
lying.
You're not from this country. So there's a lot that's instilled in you, right? And so what ends up happening is now you're coming here, you have a different culture that you're adjusting to, just the different mindset, um, and the way that the people are. And so let's just be honest, when you're looking here, even believers, there's so much shame in everything. Like, you do one thing, it's a comparison of sin, and it's like, wait, what? And then you're finding leaders that are supposed to be leading in spirit and in truth, and they're not. And of course, we have our own, flaws. Everybody, we're human. We know in part and see in part, like the word says. But, the ego comes in, and we don't just say, like I've told you, like, okay, yeah, I made a mistake on that one. I probably shouldn't have done that or whatever. But there's a transparency. And so with all the things that you've gone through, I can see why you're where, that perspective, and you want to feel safe, and there's an abandonment. And I respect that, because as a man, that I know that's also, as a provider, protector, that's a tough thing to admit. Like, hey, rejection, abandonment, these things I go through, and I self-sabotage, right? And so again, thank you for sharing that, and publicly. I know that that's a lot, but no, nothing's wrong with you. I think that
That's thank you for validating that there's nothing wrong with me, by the way.
I don't
We made it,
think,
Mama. We made it.
Mama, we made it. No, I think that you're going through a stage, and
Well,
you're going to work through that stage. I'm here. Maritza's here. God's
can I keep
here.
it a buck with you though? I feel like
Always.
it's not a stage. I feel like it's a stair step that I keep going. It's like the escalator that I keep staying on, and I think it's the little child within that's always looking, where's the bad guy, and then I convince myself, bro, like, drop your defensive mechanism, like you're your own enemy, that you're pushing good people away from you, right? So I made a decision, like, I'll not forget, like 2017 started, 2015 started working with Bob Proctor, and talking about like manifestation, law of attraction, all these different things, and I immersed myself like knee deep all the way, and my life changed forever. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I started operating with, like, look, if I meet you, I don't care how much I don't know about you. Day one, you are perfect in my eyes, unless you give me a reason to think otherwise. And like every single, and it was also the missing father syndrome. I guess I don't know if that's a real thing, but I'm gonna call it that.
Yeah.
Where
Daddy wound.
I would see a CEO of a company that's 20 years older than me. And that CEO, when I meet him, and they put their arms around, be like, look, you are a talented young man. No one actually sees how great you are. And I see you. I see the fact that you speak multiple languages and blah, blah, blah. And my head is like, and it sends all those chemicals. My heart goes like, I wish my dad said this to me, right? Till this day, like I will be. You ever see, and I think me and you have had this conversation. I'll be on Zooms, webinars, meetings, or whatever, and people would edify me, and I will like shut it down and go right into the presentation. Like I don't even want, like, just don't do that, right? Like I don't care about that. Like that's like you saying one hit wonder. I was a Grammy Award nominated in 1988. Like who cares, bro? Like move on, you know. But the reason I shut that down, that's my defensive mechanism that
Yes.
reminds me, my brain, you talk about ego, my brain goes into that, man, I can imagine my father telling me all these beautiful things. And then all of a sudden I open my eyes and it's not my father, and the disappointment, you're like, but why isn't my father saying that to me? So I go from a happy, thank you for the love, to angry, like, why isn't my father seeing what this stranger on a virtual screen on the other side of the world is seeing in me? And that, I mean, it takes you to, that's the part where I'm grateful for therapy, but I also know, and I think you know that extremely well about me, we all have like a sense of defensive mechanism and a deflection mechanism, right? And I deflect with comedy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. You're good.
even sometimes, like I would I would make you upset. I'll piss you off just because you're saying something so serious, and I feel like it's an awkward thing moment where there's a little, and I'll say something stupid, and you're like, for real? I'm like, all right, all right, all right. I'm not gonna joke, but that's just my mechanism to, again, the 5-year-old kid who's like, father is about to beat up my mother. He's drunk. She's crying. It's going to get really ugly. And my brain is, hey, who wants to see somebody dancing? Like, and I try to become the entertainer. And I do that. I have done that all my life. I've been the entertainer child of the family. Like I was the kid who would always be in the middle of a concert dancing. I mean, a wedding, pulling everybody to dance in a wedding. I was the kid who would start singing. I was the kid who would say jokes. And I think that kid is still deep in, I don't even know, how the heck did we even get to this conversation? Like, what is happening? Who are you? Trinidadian Oprah in here? Or what's going on? You
Listen,
get a car. You get a car. And you get a car. All right, I don't even know how we got here, so I apologize if I'm dimming the conversation in here.
no, I'm loving this conversation because one, it shows a man's perspective, the things that you've gone through, the reality of things. It shows a person's perspective, a CEO's perspective, a husband's perspective. I mean, there's so much in it, and there's so much vulnerability. And it also shows that, we love God with all of our heart, mind, soul, body, everything, but we are still on this journey to get to know him better, line upon line, precept upon precept, like you're going through this thing. And, I'll just say to you that Papa God is saying that to you. He is
Papa God.
Papa God. Papa God is talking to you like this, and he does love you, and that's why whenever we pray together, I'm like, you are our source, right? He is the source that says it. But there's other things about you, that others don't necessarily affirm. They do all of these wonderful, great things. But one thing that you said was, that I noticed that you shift a little bit, is when you say, when that the gentlemen have said they see you.
Mm-hmm.
And to be seen is something I think that everybody desires, not only just to be seen, but not judged or talked about differently or looked at differently. I think like we've been through some moments, and you've had some breakdown moments and all of that, and the first things I've usually said to you are like, I love this. I respect you for this. And
Yeah, she's seen the ugly crying face of Ali a couple of times. So.
yeah. And I'm like, and you want to stop it. And what do I do every time? I'm like, no, let it out. It's good. You're safe. You're safe. And so God is doing something in that. You're changing. I've seen it in you. And so I love
I appreciate that, anyways, but I'm a tough guy, y'all. Like, back off. No, I'm kidding. That's what, but no, but see, that's the thing. Like, that's what the alter ego says. Like, I think that's where people are stuck, in that whole way of emotions. Like, I can't be vulnerable, and but at the same exact, like, it's just I can tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. I thank God, obviously, first for everything that I'm here, because I attempted to take my life in 2006. Yeah, just one of those weak moments, and just took every pill that I can find. Like, I probably had, most of them were vitamins at first. I was getting mad that nothing was happening because they were just vitamins. And then I realized, stupid, you're taking vitamin D. And then I went ahead and I took, like, hey, I'm talking about something traumatic in here. You're laughing at me. Like,
No, I'm
that
so
is
sorry.
wrong. I'm talking about when I was suicidal and you're like busting out laughing.
But you said it. You were like vitamin
That is
D.
not cool. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. We'll edit that out. That is so wrong.
No, we're not going to edit it out.
This
Don't
is
edit
why
it.
I have, like, it's like my
You
life
said vitamin D.
responsibility. No, this is my life responsibility to annoy the bejesus out of you, because this right here, like who does that? Anyways, so I'm gonna say it again. You can't laugh.
Okay.
Get it together. Okay. 2006, I was in my weak moments, and I try to take every pill that I can find in, what do you call those? The
Vitamin
pharmacy
D.
thing, and you open the mirror.
The cabinets.
Sure, cabinets. See what I mean? Okay.
The cabinet. Yeah.
What's the worst part of that? What's the
Really?
worst part of that is it's not, it wasn't just the first half was just vitamins. It was like the thing I remember. It had Flintstones, like, little gummies. Like, that's how immigrant I was. Like, I was like fresh off the boat. Yeah.
Bro, you cannot
Go on.
expect to say that and not me not.
But it's the truth, though. I'm not like.
So glad you're here, and I'm so grateful, and I'm hopefully we can
However,
moment. But that is kind of funny.
what, that I tried to take my life with Flintstone gummies?
At least you're
True.
healthy. No, it's not funny that you tried to take your life, and you know that. You know exactly what I mean.
But then that was the day that I learned the orange bottles, the prescription orange bottles, and everything, like, that's vitamins. This is actually, yeah.
So grateful though. I
But
think
just so you know, the other side of that, that's why, like, I have vitiligo, right? So that's the day. So I fried my, like, liver and everything. Like, that's when I
remember
developed
you told me
vitiligo.
that.
Yeah. But
I'm so glad
yeah, go ahead,
that it
clean it up.
was the vitamins, that it was that. No, seriously, I am. We gotta have some joy and laugh, but
You don't even understand what's about to happen. Like, I'm gonna be on stages and be like, "That's the dummy who tried to commit suicide with Flintstone gummies." So wrong. God.
yeah, I'm just saying. Listen, but nevertheless, you didn't, and I'm grateful for it. Can you imagine though if you weren't as innocent and pure? Okay, I have to say that about you. You are like the innocence and the purity with you. I enjoy it greatly because we'll be Tanya, what does that mean? Or like you make me laugh when you're just like, not enough chiefs, no, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That is so wrong. I don't understand why people talk like that. Why do you guys even say stuff like that? Like, I love the beauty and the innocence of you. So I'm laughing at it from a perspective of knowing who you are as a person. And I'm also very grateful that it was vitamins. Can you imagine if it wasn't? It would be more than the vitiligo. What is it? Vitiligo?
Just stop. Yes, you did good. I am proud of you. Like,
Is it vitiligo?
Stop while you're, like, vertigo.
Is that
She
what
said vertigo, ladies. Vertigo. That's what she said.
What
Not
is it again?
vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Just so you know what just happened. She mixed vertigo and vitiligo. That's what she just did. So in any case, I'll give you the second. I'll give
I
you the
just
second
got over
part.
vertigo, so maybe that's why it's in my head.
That's well. I with all the respect, based on what you're saying right now, you didn't get over anything. You still got the vertigo thing.
Wow, bro.
Just all right.
Dang.
Let
He's
me
getting
stop.
me back, y'all. He's salty.
Do this. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you with the one last story, and you know we'll leave this chapter of this.
No,
Uh,
we have to visit again.
oh,
You're
we're
never
gonna.
gonna live it down.
It's all right. You know, add it to the pinky list. Story for another day. So, um, a year ago, little maybe like a year and 2 months ago, we had an event in Florida for the company that we've met on, and you weren't there. That was the second event. That's right before you and I met. Oh, Debbie Salmons. Debbie, if you're watching this, drop a comment.
Debbie.
Debbie Salmons. So I was prepping for my MMA fight, and Debbie Salmons knew, like, I get in the car, they pick me up from the airport. Love them to death, Billy and Debbie. And she goes like, "Hey, how's the MMA prep going?" I was like, "Honestly, like, I got a little back pain, but I should be all right." She was like, "You want a CBD?" Because we were in a, like, we actually had a company that one of the subsidiaries was a CBD pill. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, if you got one of those, I'll take it because I know about the product. So Debbie goes like, "Here, take two." Now I'm sitting in the back seat, just chilling. I'm popping, and cool, no questions. Now from the airport to the hotel is maybe pushing it like a 30-minute, 40-minute ride. Now by the time I get in, put my luggage in the room, and then I'm like, all right, let me go say what's up with everybody. And I am walking, and there's all the executives of the company, and I think you know where the conversation is going.
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, everybody. But I am like, I'm feeling a little woozy, right? So I sit down, and then Sandra Harry, which is sitting right here. So I say, hey, there's a long table. There's probably like 10 people sitting all the way around. And Kathy Lawson is literally across from me, like face to face. Now, 15 minutes in, I'm like talking to Sandra, and we're like, and then I just do one of these. I'm like, hey, welcome. I didn't see you. By the way, there's no way. Her back was against the wall, and there's two people from, like, she was there the whole time. I just didn't acknowledge for whatever reason. And then I'm talking back to Sandra, and I kid you not. So imagine I'm talking to you. You're looking at me, and I'm like just looking up like this. In my brain, I'm like, I haven't had a drink because I'm prepping for my MMA fight. Like I wasn't drinking at the time. I'm
You
like,
didn't
I
know
am not.
what happened. You're thinking the
And I'm thinking,
CBDs without the THC in it, right?
oh, I didn't even know. I wasn't even thinking of CBD. So I'm thinking, I'm like, something is wrong, and I don't want to embarrass myself. I want to go to my room. So from the table we're sitting to where the door to go to the lobby, because it was an outdoor pool thing, maybe a 25-foot walk. It felt like 20 minutes. And I can tell I'm walking sideways, like an angle. I'm like, yo, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I make it back. I make it in my room. I call my wife in FaceTime. I'm like, look, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, but I'm not feeling good. I need to lay down. Just stay in FaceTime with me if something is off. Like, you have my hotel number, just call 911 or something. So my wife, by the way, who informed me the next day, I brushed my teeth like 3 times within 5 minutes. I'd lay down and I'll get up. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I got to brush my teeth. I can't sleep without brushing my teeth. Mind you, this is like 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth and I go back and I lay down. Like 30 seconds in, I get up. She's like, you okay? I'm like, I just got to brush my teeth. She's like, you just brushed your teeth. I'm like, no, I didn't. I can't go to sleep without brushing my teeth. I got to brush my teeth. So
At
I'm
least you
brushing
know
my
it's a habit.
I'm late. So at one point, passed out. I don't remember anything. And I kid you not, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know when you have a woke up out of something moment? So I have that moment. And I'm like, all I do is like, the CBD. It hit me in the middle of the night. So on my head, I'm getting up. I get up and I am so slow. You know that scene from The Wolf of Wall Street where DiCaprio is coming out of the Ferrari all high and he can barely
Yeah.
get up and whatnot? Okay, that was me. So all I'm telling my head, get in the shower and open the cold water to wake yourself up out of a high, right? So I get in the shower and I don't even remember how long it was that I stayed in that water. Finally, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm a little bit up, but I'm still, now mind you, the night before I was supposed to do a little thing with the executive team. I went to my room, skipped on him. The next day I'm supposed to MC a
Lasted that
whole,
long?
just wait until you know what happened. Like, Debbie, we need what you have, right?
Good grief, Debbie.
So I go, and these are medicinal. Like, it wasn't, you know, it's medicinal. Shout out to her, like, you know, medicinal stuff. So I go, you know, the next morning, I'm like, I gotta go have breakfast and try to walk it out. I tried everything, right? So the first person I see is Kathy, and she gives me like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, are you okay? You know, you good? I'm good. Am I not good?" She's like, "You kind of scared us yesterday." I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean?" She goes like, you know, I don't know what you drank or what you had. I'm like, "I didn't have a drink." She's like, "We know you came straight from the airport," and she's like, "We're a little concerned about you last night." I was like, "All right, now." I texted Debbie that morning, 5:00 in the morning, and like, "Hey, that CBD, are you sure it didn't have any THC? Because I am messed up." And I get an answer, and I quote, "Let me ask Billy."
Uh-oh. Then you know it does. Because Billy got it on him 24/7.
In that moment, Ali knew he messed up. So I realize I am messed up, right? So I tell him, like, "No, you know, I think here's what happened. It was a mix up. One thing leads to another." Then Tim Taylor comes down. He's like, "You good, buddy?" I was like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, here's what happened. I don't trust myself on that stage. I don't trust like, you will say one funny thing, and it's gonna be a comedy show on that stage. It will not be like, it's like, oh, don't worry, we got it." So I literally, I ate. Talk about munchies. So in the back, they had the coffee machine, and then they had a whole spread of, like, you know, the pastries, you know, the little croissants. I sat there all day. Here, I brought a chair, put it aside, and my hand is on that table. Like, the whole day, that's all I'm doing, while there's a full-blown seminar for like 6 hours in front of me, and I am just coffee and Danish. Lunchtime came, I was like, what we eating? I am hungry. Now, I got to give this one, Tim Taylor, the whole time he would get on stage, like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got to give it up to Ali one more time for helping us organize the event, the highest producer in the company." Like, no pun intended. It was just, so I didn't wake up out of it probably until like 5:00. It was like, I think 1 gram in that thing. Yeah.
Whoa, that's why. So from 7:00 or something.
From the moment I got out of the airport until the end of the event to go to sleep, to go to the airport the next day, I was messed up.
24 hours.
I am lightweight, y'all. Don't give me no, yeah.
Bro, that's super lightweight. That's crazy.
Mind you, but don't forget, I haven't had a drink in 6 months. I lost 50 pounds. 50 pounds that I lost. And so my metabolism, my everything is different.
Everything is different, yeah. Wow.
So don't do drugs, kids. They're not good for you.
Don't do drugs. And don't take anything from somebody that you don't know what it is. How about that?
There you go. Anyways, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back. But hey, this is me, Tanya, and Ali here. Tanya is in the building. I hope you're enjoying the shenanigans, because that's what it's all about. We'll see you in a minute. We'll be right back.
At ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special. Lee.
All right, we're back like we never left. Man, where do we go from here, Tanya? All right, so we got some fun stuff coming up. The studios are growing. The production.
That was a hard shift. You just told us these life-changing stories, and then okay.
What would you prefer me to say? I got to go to the bathroom and take like I got to pee.
What?
I'm just saying, like, what would you expect? Like, hey, like I drink too much water. I'll be right back. This, like, what do you want me to? We're done with the stories of the past. Here's the now. Yeah. And by the way, I don't have anything against anybody who smokes. It's between your creator and your body. Do what's with it. Just don't harm yourself and don't harm other people is all I'm asking. I don't mind a little good time every now and then myself. Trust me, but just making sure.
Well, Billy actually has an amazing story. We should get him on one day. That he was on so many medications and they wanted to give him so much more, and he could barely function, barely walk, barely get up throughout the day. And that, he does take the THC and smoke and things like that for quality of life. And if he didn't have it, he would have none. So it's amazing. It's definitely amazing what happens. But it makes me laugh. The reason why I say it makes me laugh because this is like our everyday, where we're talking about something serious and we're emotional, and then all of a sudden, that agreement, like that, did you call that client?
Yeah. And my favorite is when we say, look, I don't even want to talk about business. 45 minutes later, talking about every single concept that we can create, and oh my God, that's a great idea. Yeah.
We just built a whole company in our head.
Let me you talk about a shift. Let me shift. You've made, I think we both in our own ways have made a decision to reevaluate our circles and how our energy is created all the way around. Like, I am not putting myself in a position that you're going to harm my vibe, because that's how I operate. My whole system is energy, right? So the last, what would you say, 4 weeks since, it's been very interesting, where we've made, like, we had a moment. It's like, I call it get out of the coma moment. And boy, it was stupid interesting to see how, making a true evaluation of your circle is going to make you either identify your own weaknesses. Like, it's like, I know something is wrong, but I'm not doing anything about it. But at the same exact time, I deserve better. I was carrying the burden of many circumstances, situations, and we were truly putting ourselves and giving our money, our time, our energy, our family time, our food. Like, we won't buy food for our families first while we're taking care of other people. And that's not right. It's put your mask on first, and then you go put the oxygen mask of the passenger next to you. How'd you deal with that? Like, what was the moment that you feel like you were like, yo, enough is enough. I'm gonna do something about this?
Wow. That's a deep question. You and I are really hardcore givers. Like, we love to give, and our hearts are so pure towards people. We forgive very quickly, and we love unconditionally. Like, we really do. And so I had to realize that while that's powerful, you got to set up some boundaries for yourself, for your health. Like, you and I, we operate at such a high capacity, sea level and those type of things. And we were not operating at our peak. And it's detrimental to us, our family, our health was fading. Like, there were lots of things. The moment, I guess, that it was for me was that, when I'm at that place and I'm not getting the reach out. I'm actually literally at the end. It's just God and I. And, you know, I respectfully even kind of backed up from you and Maritza, because as a married couple, I always want to honor that as close as we are. Genuinely the brother that I've always wanted in my life and needed in my life, but always want to honor and respect. And so at that point, we didn't talk as much. You know, I mean, and when we say as much, I'm talking about we'll talk like 5 or 6 times a day. We're on the phone, we're working together. So it might, you know, a couple days go by and we don't say anything. But yeah, it was some of those moments. And
best times of our last 6 weeks, that one period when we didn't talk. Sorry. See what it feels like when you're saying something vulnerable and somebody jokes? Hey, I'm taking my life away.
wow, did you just come back? Listen, vitamin D. Okay, I'm gonna call you Flintstone, Pinky Flintstone.
Damn. Go on.
Audition back. Okay.
Let's go on.
So
I'm so editing that last part.
You can't edit anything. That was the rule. No editing. We got to be raw. So
I didn't read the rule book, but all right. Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's the cyclical thing. Everything I started seeing, it was this cycle. And it was this one thing after another. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And you broke out your coma first.
Yeah. September of 24, when I was like, wake up.
Yeah. But it was still taking you some time to, like, you know, to break off all the extra stuff and detach from the people and circles and really identify, okay, who do I need to break off from? And I know that's hard for both of us because we're so loving and we're so committed and loyal. And, you know, we can't do that. That's not right. What would God do? Or what would Jesus do? But yeah, it was this cycle. And I was like, I have to break this cycle. My daughter, she's turning 18 and then she's also graduating. And for those that don't know, when I got married to my high school sweetheart, he was killed in a hit and run motorcycle accident. And so, you know, she's been raised, but she's now, this is a really big moment for her. And it's kind of crazy because you got the 18, the 21, and maybe when she gets married, when she has her first child, and she will always go through these moments, right? Where she's going to think about her dad and him not here. And what would it have been like? And in that moment, I was like, yeah, Tanya, cut the crap. Like, what are you really doing? And my younger son is about to turn 15. My older son, 24. And it was just, and I'm single. And so this wake up call happened. It's like, what are your next years going to be like? You know, what does this look like for you? So it was one of those moments. I think that, you know, that what do they call, like, that quiet storm where everything kind of comes all at once and you're trying to figure out.
Sure. You know, nobody says that.
Shut up. Yeah, because you're Moroccan. Okay. So.
And we go racial. Ladies and gentlemen, these comments are not approved by the Emmy Studios or any of our affiliates.
Warning.
My goodness. Go on.
Because you're foreign, so you don't know all.
Here it is again. Look, this is what's wrong with America right now. You have people.
Don't you go there. Anywho, so yes, it was those moments. So, you know, when everything happens all at once, and it's like you're rethinking your whole existence.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful that we did it with calm, because that, look, we're not out of the, what do you call it? What did you make up? The quiet storm. We're not out of the quiet storm yet. I think what I see is that we've planted plenty of seeds, and we kind of want the plant to just become a tree already, but it's going in its own natural organic growth. But God is good. I believe in my growing spiritual life that if it's good, it's from God. If it's not good, it's not from God. So my belief system with everything that's within me is saying, look, man, like, I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's going to work out.
Yeah.
So just do what you do, pedal to the metal.
You know what I think our mistake was this, excuse me, is that we both know that God wanted us to build not only our brand, but what he wanted us to put our hands to. And what we ended up doing is, because we're good at what we do and we're versatile in all these areas, we allowed individuals to come in, and then we got distracted and they became the scene. And we laid down what we know that we were supposed to be building. And I think that we can still build like we're building now. We're still building what we know that God said, and we're building our personal brands. But then at the same time, we're now saying, okay, this comes first, priority first is first, and then with the leftover, right? But what would happen is we gave everybody else our best. And then we'd come back and be like, okay, I'm not trying to do nothing with my brand or anything that God said. I'm just tired, Lord. I don't have enough capacity, right? We gave people too much access. And now we've pulled away that access, and we're healthier mentally, physically.
I genuinely feel that. I want to make sure that I'm cautious with my words, because the right thing to do is to make sure that no matter what, like, me and you have a different view, well, not a different, but I'm like, yeah, but I just don't want to hurt feelings. It's just not, the godly way. Like, I want to turn the other cheek. You're like, yeah, but set boundaries. I'm like, right, but I don't have to say it. No, you got to let them know. That's the one thing that, she's like, yo, whip it. I'm like, I just gave him a high five, and I said, don't. I'm like, I gave him a high five, and I said, just don't do it again. No, he did it 3 times already. I know, but I decided to turn the other cheek. Yes, but make sure you flip tables. Remember that part? Right, but we got to give.
Saying flip tables.
Yes, you are. You got, look, you just get fired up right now. You're the firecracker.
There is a loving way to say, hey, to communicate. I'm not liking what's going on. This is how it's making me feel. And I don't know what to do about it, but I'd like to figure out some type of solution, or I'm noticing a pattern. Not just allowing these things to just constantly build up until at one point now the relationship is completely cut off. And something that could have actually been saved with a simple communication wasn't saved. And now there's nothing that's being built or done in that relationship. And who knows what could have been prevented just by saying, I don't like how I'm being treated. This is how it's making me feel. Mm-hmm. I don't think that that's wrong, especially when you know that person, here's the thing, when you know that person is going to be in your life and you have a relationship with that person in any capacity, whether business, however, that's when we need to communicate. You and I communicate those things all the time. We barely disagree. I don't think we've really had those moments because we're so much alike. But if you know that they're not going to be in your life, you hush. If you know that they're not going to be in your life and that it's okay, then like Jesus, dust your feet off and move the heck on. And you don't have to go back and cause whatever. But if you find value and there's spoils to gain, like David, right? If there's spoils to gain, when he went back to Ziklag and all the stuff happened, he's like, okay, should I go? And he's asking the Lord, and everybody's upset at him. All his leaders are like, what the heck? They raided, they did this. We need to go get it. And he could have out of vengeance, but he said, look, if there's spoils to gain, if there's something that I need to do, Lord, I'll go and I'll recover absolutely everything they stole and more. But if not, even though they've killed, they've kidnapped our kids and wives, all that, I will walk away because I know that I need to completely detach. So there is the healthy moment of communication. But you are so loving and forgiving. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And we need to be that way.
Don't say but. You can't
I
say
am
but.
too.
You keep
I didn't say but. I just saying we still need boundaries.
You didn't say, you kept it mute, but if I were to put the insert the BUT, it's gonna
I
be.
didn't say
But
yeah,
we
but.
need boundaries.
I didn't say yeah, but. There was no yeah, but.
I just think let go, let God. God will take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. I don't have. Look, it's like you know.
Hold on. Wait. So you don't think that there should be a level of stewardship in our relationships? If there was something with you and I that was happening, you wouldn't be like, yo, sis, I need to address something with you. This is really.
Well, you know me, I'm good with that. I address stuff. Yeah, but I would address it in.
Yeah, but.
I
Yeah,
would.
but.
I didn't say but. I address it.
But rewind,
You flip
everybody.
tables first, and then you give the sermon after. Me, I'm like,
No, I don't.
whatever
I don't.
makes you feel better.
I flip a table.
You,
If
you're
I flip a
quick.
table.
Look. Here's
That's business. Because when I'm in business mode and I'm here,
yeah, but we don't
I'm like, this
separate
is what
that.
it is, and then I fall back. And here's why: because if I get to that point
Argue,
and I
y'all.
lay it down,
Just so you know, no matter what I say, I have
there's
to
no
work.
spoils to gain for me. In that, okay, if you're talking about the
Fellas,
recent
fellas,
situation,
this is what happens. You just gotta say you are right. Why? Why am I putting myself on a podcast to argue that
you're not arguing with me. No.
Yes, you are right.
I am not. Listen, you're right. You are right, Ali. I do turn tables.
I broke her system a little bit. She couldn't even get a word out when I said you are right.
No, I'm yielding. Okay, I'm in a business place. I know there's no spoils to gain. I'm right there. I will just be very clean cut and to the point. Yes. And sometimes I know people feel like I'm turning tables because I'm pretty quiet and I don't say those things. I'm not like that often.
But let me give a disclaimer.
Everybody's used to my joy, and
there you go. Let me give a disclaimer. Remember, even Jesus, he didn't get to flip tables until his third year in his mission, right? Like he was always just taking the heat and be nice. And then one day he walked in and is like, what y'all doing in Papa's house? I'm flipping tables and whipping. So I am not saying that, you just go from 0 to 100, but I'm saying that I think I have a lot more on my gas tank of that tolerance. And that's probably what you're referring to than you do. And that's where, but I think, I consult with you all the time as much as I consult with my wife, like, hey, is it gloves time or not, and I don't think it takes a while for me, but when I do it, and I think I'll tell you why. I am afraid of the angry side of me because I have a very angry side of me. Like that. Remember, we talked about trauma and all that stuff. Yeah, monster still is in there, and I ice it and I freeze it with good, happy, no matter what, because I don't like that version of myself. And that version of myself came out many times. It comes out once a year, and I love my wife, and I pray to God that I get forgiven because she sees that side of me. I mean, like even where we moved to the studio, and then a few days ago I had Sebastian in here and we're putting new blinds, and I didn't put the blind the right way, and while I'm doing what I'm doing, the blind just dropped, and then those long white blinds, it got all bent and everything, and then I had the moment like and I hit it with my foot and whatnot, and then I looked to the side, and who's sitting in here? He exits and goes to the other side of the studio by himself, and then he tells his mother the next day that he was scared. And as minimal as that may look to me, like, yeah. So I think we all we're humans, right? We operate with emotion as well. But anyways, I'm right. You're wrong.
I get that. Whatever. I get it. And you're absolutely right. There are different capacities, different ways. And there are things that you still, like, you put in place for protective mechanisms. And I completely understand that. I think that's why it's a good harmony, because that we have, because I will, when you consult with me, I will say, okay, Ali, I think you don't have to go left, but you do got to set this boundary because this is not right. This is disrespectful, or we're going to end up dealing with this later. So, I mean, we do have those moments, and you do yield and I yield. And so, yes, I can agree with everything that you said.
Are you sure?
I agree with you.
So yield to me now. All right, y'all. But look,
don't make that a whole like viral reel type of thing. Me saying I yield.
well, you already know it's a GIF ready to go. I'm gonna turn it into a GIF and just save it, for like just the right. So let's do you mind if we share with them when we take pictures of each other's ugly moments?
Yeah, go for it.
So we could be like, and I don't do this all the time, but it's very, very rare when it's like a boring meeting. Let's just say that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are we here? We always like, why am I here? Like, we usually message each other in private, like, why are we in this meeting? Like, we haven't been called on. We don't even understand what is our role in this conversation. But all right, we'll support. But then the pictures start to get taken. Don't you look at your phone and start whipping out a picture, because I already know you're trying to do that right now. And then there it is. Yeah, there it is. All right. Okay.
There's one.
Yeah. So
on my face. I look horrible when you do me.
I do. Well, I'm creative. I go to Snapchat and I get some of the worst, like, the bald guy with the mustache, and then I'll take a picture of her and I send it to her. I just do them all. It's amazing. And then the reason we do that is when you or I are actually having a moment where you're like down, we'll send that to each other just to lift each other right back up. And it's like the randomest, weirdest thing. It's like I'm doing one of these, like, why am I here? And I'm frustrated. And then I get a ding and I see Tanya. I'm like, she's probably trying to tell me something about this meeting. I look and it's just me doing one of these, and I just chuckle, and it's immediately lifts you right back up. And you need people like that in your life. So, as much as I don't like you around, I appreciate that. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
As we're coming down to the wire in here, I'd love to the studio, the operations, the CRMs, the account execs. We're growing and we're adding so many different verticals, and we're finally extremely focused. And we're launching a full-fledged TV network, not a channel, not a show, but an actual TV network. So for all of you who have Hisense TV, which is your smart TVs on the wall right now in your house, you know how there's the different icons of Netflix and Hulu and Prime and whatnot. We're having our own, and it's going to be announced in just a couple of days. We're super excited about that. What do you anticipate, Tanya Tenica? What does the future look like in your mind, in your heart, with everything that we're kind of putting together? And I know I'm flipping into business, but we're coming to a close, so I want to just pick that part out of your heart.
Wow.
Any day now.
What? Guys, this is what I deal with.
Don't worry. It's just people are listening and waiting for you to say something,
And you know what? There's a beauty in the pause, y'all. How about that might be the only pause that somebody takes in their whole entire day.
Just for the record, that pause got edited. Nobody seen it. All they're going to say is, so what do you think?
No, do not edit this at all, Ali.
Go on.
Ali?
Stop. Just go on.
Just Ali. I don't know. Honestly, there's so much, only just because greatness definitely. It's something, partners that, I've always looked for and desired. So we make it fun. It's fun along the way. Our families traveling, just helping entrepreneurs, creatives, artists, musicians, all types of individuals be able to get seen, and a wholesome thing, right? That our kids could watch and that we're proud of. But yeah, honestly,
I'm considering reviving African Ali, like open like a hip hop channel. Just my thing.
I think so, because we got to do a music together. I think you need to get it done. You need rap. You need to do your thing. No, you guys don't know about this, but he is so multi-gifted.
Well, that's not why I'm saying. Yeah, I am multi-gifted. Oh, I'm not. I don't need you to verify me.
Want the karaoke video?
I just don't want karaoke? Like what? like you have to talk to my people and get the right contracts for me to be on a track with you is all I'm saying.
I am your people.
Right. Just send an email.
Send a text. I am your people. No, you know what? It's already on the schedule. You don't have a say.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, I'm down. It's got to be in the right time and in the right vibe. Like, I'm not doing a virtual recording session.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to get a little house there. No, you guys are moving. You guys need to move. I need you guys to move because the internet needs to be way better. I'm so tired of internet.
I'm so grateful for the editing team. Go on.
No, there is no editing. Guys, his internet sucks at his house. The reception, the cement walls, something. It's awful. So he has to go to the studio. We have fun at the studio, though.
You know, I usually when I do these interviews or any interviews, usually I'm like, let's finish it on a high note. Like, talk to me about your vision.
Dude.
We're talking about bad internet. Like, that's what we talk about. Bad internet.
Well, you asked for my vision. I'm asking the Lord.
I didn't ask for your bad internet. I asked for great
part
vision.
of my vision, Ali, is that internet is running, that we can have all
the internet we need. Okay, yeah, sounds good. I'll open an internet company. That's how good it's going to be. Look, I'm excited about producing. I'm excited about creating. I'm excited about giving people opportunities. But definitely having a production and a media company is definitely something I'm excited about. And we're ready. We're ready. I don't think. Look, as long as we keep God first, family second, and everything else will fall wherever it may be, because we've seen many times. I heard a video that Will Smith was talking in Drink Champs, and he said, we all look for rock bottom. It's easy for us to understand what rock bottom is. He's like, but what you don't see is cliff top. He's like, cliff top is what gets people like Diddy in trouble. Cliff top is what gets Will Smith in trouble, right? Like, where you make so much money and you have all the things. You're like, I've done it all. I've had it all. That's up. But deep inside, you're so broken that you feel like it's still not enough and I want more. And that's where you tend to say, oh, I never got in freak offs. Let me try that. Oh, I never actually got to show how tough guy I am in the middle of the Oscars. Let me slap him so they know that I'm a tough guy. I'm not a softie of a rapper. And it was all within, right? That broken. So I pray that, we keep God first, so we never have to find the cliff top, just enjoy the journey. And there's enough steaks for one person to eat. So I don't need a 72 ounce for me to be like, look at me, I'm eating well. Just a little bite here and there, I'm good. See, that, Tanya, is called a high note.
Not a cliff top.
Go ahead and ruin it for us.
Not a cliff top, right?
I'm messing around. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time, attention. Thank you for allowing me to be me. Thank you for allowing me to showcase to you how Tanya is changing our lives, allowing us to be happy, having good partnership. And I say this on private, I say it on public, and I'll say it again in here. She's 10 times better than I am. So for those of you who like, man, Ali's doing this and is doing that, I'm just a guy in front of a microphone. It is Tanya who's making it all happen. This is the genius behind all the operates and the systems, the CRM, the organizing. I mean, just this morning we were talking. I was like, hey, just so you know, the systems are flawless. Like, we got clients that went in from one cycle, nothing has been touched. He goes like, don't you love that? And we do. So grateful, appreciative, and I just can't wait to know you for the rest of your life.
I'm excited. Yay.
Looking forward to it. It's me, Tanya, and I will be back once again. Emmy Studios is in the building. Hey, make sure you visit the emmystudios.net or just check the description in the caption itself. We are going to be hooking you up with a 2-night, 3-day vacation for doing business with us. We also have a lot of campaigns that are going on right now. And if you are looking for work, make sure you go to our website and just apply, as we are hiring right now for account executives throughout the whole country. No, it's not an affiliate model. No, we're not looking for network marketing. No, we're not looking for anybody to refer a few people to me. If you want to truly have a solid leadership role, we are here to help you and cultivate you. With that, we love and appreciate you. Until next time, peace. Peace out, everybody.
At ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special. Lee.